Hi, welcome back. In this lecture, I'm going to show you how to create a wireframe for a website. Now we have good idea about what wireframe is and how it looks like. And as I said in my previous lecture that this is the right time to do some wireframing. So let us get started with wireframing. To make wireframe, I use Balsamiq tool. This is the best tool I can recommend to you. Using Balsamiq, you can rapidly create wireframes, you can play around with different web elements, and you can make a blueprint of your website very easily. As I said in my previous lecture, wireframing simplifies the communication between you and your client. You can rapidly make a sketch of your web project and you can show it to your client, and if your client is not satisfied and wants some changes, you can very easily change the sketch and you can show it back to your client until your client is satisfied. So I highly encourage you to create wireframe for your web project before you jump into actual design and development. I think enough talking. Let us download this app. Go to this address balsamiq.com and click on this download button and it will start downloading Balsamiq tool on your system. Please go ahead, download this application and install it on your system. I have already installed Balsamiq tool on my system and this is the interface of Balsamiq tool. It has great set of elements. You can almost find all the web elements in this app. I have media elements, containers elements, I have different type of button elements, forms elements, icons and much more. Let us start creating the actual wireframe for solo website which we are going to build in this course. I will first draw a browser window and I can find the browser window inside the containers elements. This is the browser window and I am going to draw a browser window. And for browser window, I have to assign a URL to this browser window. In this case, the URL would be www.solo.com. Next, I need to set the width and height for this browser window, and I can easily set the width and height for this browser window on the right side of Balsamiq tool. The width should be 1170 pixels and the height should be 3600. It is just an example. And let me position the window in the center of my workplace like this way. Okay, now I have to think about the home section of this solo website. I want the home section to have a full screen background video with headings, short paragraph and a button on top of it. To draw a full screen video, I will navigate to media elements. And here you can see there are several media elements and the video player is one of the media element, and I'm going to draw this video player element for the home section. I'll resize it. Okay, now we have the video element, or you can say that this video element will act as a background video element. Next, I need to add some headings to the home section, and for headings I will navigate to text elements, and here you can find several text elements, and I'll select this big title text element and I'll write on this video element. And I'll write text for this heading, and the text is digital, and I'll align it to the center of browser window. Okay, I'll make copy of this heading because I want to add one another heading under this heading, and the text for this heading is creative agency. Okay, under these headings I want to add a paragraph, a short paragraph, and for paragraph I'll choose this text element and I'm going to add a dummy text. This is just a dummy text and I'll make it a single line like this way, and I'll center align it to the browser window. Okay, now we have headings and a short paragraph, and after these elements I want to add a call to action button. And for button I will go to buttons elements and I'll select this button element, and I'll write the text for this button element, and the text is start now. Next I want to add one last element for the home section, which is arrow down, and for that I need to go to icons, and here you can find a lot of icons, and I'm looking for arrow down icon, which is this angle down arrow, and I can set the size from large to medium and from medium to small. I think I need the small version. Okay, now we have this arrow down. Let me select all of these elements and I'll center align them like this way, and I'll group them. Now they are in a group, and I'll center align them to the browser window. Okay, they are already centered aligned. Okay, so by this way you can group them and you can ungroup them. Let me take it a little bit up. Okay, you don't need to worry about the controls of this video element, because in real development we will not have these controls. I think we are good to go for the home section. Everything looks fine. Next I have to add the logo and menu bar for the solo website, and to draw the logo I have to navigate to containers elements, and under the containers elements I'll select this shape element for logo, and I'll write the text for this logo, and the text is solo. So it will act as a logo for solo website. Okay, next I want to add menu bar right after the logo, and we have menu bar element under the text elements. This is the menu bar element. Let me add the menu items. The first menu item will be home. Let me quickly add the rest of menu items. So this will be the complete menu for solo project. Okay, and I will align it to the middle of logo. Perfect. So now we have logo and menu bar for the solo website, and it looks perfect. I can hide the border for this menu bar, and you can find all the properties for any web element on the right side of Balsamiq tool. And I want to hide the border for this menu bar, and I can easily do it by unchecking this show border option, and the border is gone now. Okay, after the home section I have to create the wireframe for the about us section. So now I'm going to create the wireframe for the about us section. Actually I have divided the about us section into two parts. First I will create the wireframe for the part 1, and after that I'll create the wireframe for the part 2. In part 1 I want to have some heading on the left side and some text paragraph, and under these elements I want to add an image for about us. So let us start wireframing the part 1 of the about us section. So I want to add heading on the left side. For heading I'll select this big title element, and the text for this big title element is a story, and I'll make a copy of this big title, and the text for this second title is about us. Let me change the font size for these headings. The font size should be 28 pixels. Okay. After that, I want to add a vertical text before these headings, and for that I'll select this some text label, and the text for this label is who we are, and I want to change the orientation for this text. So it should be like this way, and the font size for this label should be 15 pixel. So this is something I wanted on the left side of about us section. Okay. On right side of about us section, I want to add 2 paragraphs, and for that I'll select this block of text element. And I'll make a copy of it. Okay, this is something which we will add on the right side of about us section. It will be a story about the company, I mean about the solo company. Okay, after these elements I want to add image for about us section, and for image I will go to media element and I'll select this image element and I'll resize it. Let me set the width for this image. The width should be 636 and the height should be 345, and let me center align it like this way. On top of this image I want to add a heading, and for heading I'll go to text elements and I'll select this big heading, and it should be solo, and let me change the font size for this heading. It should be maximum 72 pixels. Perfect. So this is something I wanted for about us section. Okay, this is something I wanted for the part 1 of about us section, and let me show you the full screen preview. You can press F5. This is the full screen preview of our wireframe. This is the home section and this is the about us section. Next I have to draw the part 2 of about us section. For part 2 of about us section I have to add 3 main elements: the company, mission, vision and passion element. And for that I first need to draw the background container. I'll go to containers element and I'll select this rectangular and I'll draw a rectangular. Okay, let me change the background color for this container. Right now it is white and I can change it from white to some gray color. Okay, now we have the gray color background container for about us section. The first element I want to add is the mission element, and for that I need a box. I'll set the width and height for this box. And inside this box I want to add an icon, and for icon I can choose this icon name element, and under this icon element I want to add a heading, and for heading I'll select this subtitle heading. and the text for this heading will be mission. And under this heading I want to add a horizontal row or a line, and for that I'll go to forms element and I'll select this H rule or horizontal rule. Okay, under these elements I want to add a text paragraph, and for that I'll go to text and I'll select this block of text element. Okay, let me center align all of these elements and I'll make it a group, and I'll center align to the box element like this way. Okay, this is something we need for the part 2 of about a section. Okay, now it looks much better. Next, I'm going to make a copy of this group elements. I'll select it and I'll make a copy of it. Sorry, I need to make a copy of all of these elements. Let me make sure that it is a group. I'll make it a group. So now it is in a group. And the second element will represent the vision of the company. And I'll make the third copy. And the third copy will represent the passion of the company. Okay. Perfect. Now it looks much better. Okay, let me show you the full screen preview of this wireframe. I'm going to press F5 and this is the full screen preview of solo wireframe. We have wireframe for the home section, and after that we have wireframe for the about us section. This is the part 1 and this is the part 2. I'm going to save this project and I'll give it a name solo-wireframe. And if you want to make a PNG copy, you can make the PNG copy of this wireframe. Let me show you. Go to project and we have option for export, and you can easily export this wireframe to the PNG. And if you want to export this wireframe into PDF, we also have PDF option, export to PDF, and you can export the wireframe into PDF file type. Okay, so it was all about this lecture. In this lecture I wanted to give you an idea how you can create wireframe for your websites. So please go ahead and play around with this tool and create some wireframe. I am done with this lecture and I'll see you in the next class. Thanks.